Welcome back to the Whiskey Explorer. Thanks so much for joining me for tonight's special episode, guys. And I know what you're thinking, you just saw me, but here we are. We're at the end of 2023, and it is time to crown the winner of what is the best whiskey for 2023. So if you watched my previous video, I'll put a link up here. I narrowed it down to 5 of my favorite whiskeys that I tried this year. And I also added in the stipulation that I had to have actually reviewed them on the channel. So that means that I actually owned the bottle, or the bottle was on loan to me for a significant amount of time, and I was able to actually really dive deep and explore that whiskey. As sometimes if you try something, it's really great. That could be the company that you're with. Hopefully it is. That could be your palate on that particular night. It could be something that you ate before. It's all sorts of different factors coming in to kind of create that singular experience for you. So with the sample, I didn't think it was quite fair to include anything like that on the list, just because I didn't spend enough time with it. I didn't try it on multiple occasions. I wasn't able to kind of delve into it and explore as much as I'd like to. So this is limited to whiskeys that I tried in 2023 and also that were reviewed here on the channel. So here, just to recap, guys, are your finalists. We've got the Knob Creek 15 year, the Green Spot that was finished in the Quails Gate wine casks. Then we've got the Old Forester 1910, which is in most markets available right on the shelf, but of course here in BC can't get it, so I got that one brought over from Alberta. And then there's Noah's Mill, which is the cast strength version of Rowan's Creek. And then there's also a placeholder here. This is actually Nika whiskey from the barrel, just because I no longer actually have the bottle of Nia Miyagikyo single malt. So Nia Miyagikyo single malt is the last of those 5 whiskeys of the year for this year. And tonight we are going to grant the very prestigious Golden Barrel Award. So I've got this great whiskey pimp chain right here, and we will award that for the Whiskey of the Year. And sort of in similar fashion like I did last year, guys, I'm just going to eliminate one of these whiskeys at a time, and then I'll kind of give my thoughts and my reasoning kind of behind why I had to eliminate that one, and we'll narrow it down to the Whiskey of the Year. So without further ado, guys, I hope you have a nice dram in front of you and you can join me for this review of 2023, and we will choose and crown Whiskey of the Year. All right, guys, so let's get it started here. So looking at these choices that I have before me here, the first one that I'm unfortunately going to have to eliminate, I have to make some tough choices with narrowing it down to Whiskey of the Year, but I do have to get rid of the only real allocated bottle or special release bottle that's on the list here, which is unfortunately going to be the Green Spot, which is finished in the Quails Gate Pinot Noir casks. So this is actually a special finish for this year. Actually, I believe it might have even been 2022, but I didn't try it on the channel here until 2023, which is when I was actually able to acquire a bottle of this. But essentially, Green Spot will do these special releases, and Green Spot and Michelin Sons, who produces Green Spot, they've got a strong legacy and a history of winemaking and being, craft merchants in the wine industry in Ireland. So they actually kind of follow maybe a little bit of tradition there in terms of, sourcing these wine casks for finishing. But these all have a special finish, and then they're bottled at a higher ABV of 46%. So if you're not able to find this Quails Gate finish in your market, I do encourage you guys to go out there and try whatever Green Spot special release you can find. This bottle here actually inspired me to track down the Chateau Barton. So I'm looking forward to trying that one here on the channel. So there are still some of those special release Green Spots floating around on shelves. I actually picked up the Barton from a friend on a whiskey group, and so I basically was able to grab that for retail. So that was a great buy for me, and I'll definitely be cracking and opening and trying that one for you guys here in 2024. All right, so the first one to unfortunately get eliminated due to allocation and availability, I'm going to remove the Green Spot finished in Quails Gate wine casks. So that is the first casualty, and then there were 4. So we've got the Knob Creek, the Old Forester, the Noah's Mill, and the Nika Miyagikyo. And for me, I've got this placeholder of the Nika from the barrel. So that is actually the next one that I'm going to eliminate. And so I'm going to remove this, which is my placeholder for the Nika Miyagikyo single malt. I'll just take this one out of the picture there. So that one's going to go away. And my only reasoning for that is that at this stage in my whiskey journey, let's call it, my exploration of whiskey, I'm kind of gravitating, as you guys know from watching the channel, more towards American whiskey and bourbons. So for me, if I'm going to go for something for a regular drink or regular sip or just something that I'm really going to enjoy, I'm probably going to be reaching for one of these bourbons here over the Nikka Miyagikyo. Now, that's not to say that that's not a fantastic Japanese whiskey, because it really is. And I also think that if you pick up a bottle of the Nikka Miyagikyo single malt, that it's going to be a crowd pleaser. So if you're opening it and sharing it with friends and family, I think everyone's going to love that. I know that when we had it at one of our whiskey nights, even the first mate, she really enjoyed it. So, you know, that kind of goes to show you she's really, as you know, if you've seen a couple of the special episodes with the first mate, not a whiskey drinker, but she did enjoy that one. So there you go. All right, so now we have narrowed it down to just 3. So we've got the Knob Creek 15 years age stated. We've got the 1910, which is the Old Forester finished then in heavily charred oak casks, and then the Noah's Mill. All right, so the next one that I'm going to eliminate from this list, unfortunately, has to be the Old Forester 1910. So this is a double-barreled whiskey. The initial maturation, of course, is in a virgin American oak, white oak barrel, and then it goes on to rest in a heavily incinerated, almost to the point of falling apart, second barrel. And going through that process, you just get this really unique experience of this bourbon. It's fantastic. It's got all these kind of charred oak and kind of toasted flavors, almost like there's some chocolate in there, molasses, some deep, dark, rich bourbon flavors. And this one here is bottled at 93 proof. So the proof isn't that high, but I think it drinks really well, and it's really full-bodied and flavorful. So this is one that I was happy to have on this list, because in most markets, this will just sit on the shelf and you guys can go in and just grab this off the shelf. No big competition, no high allocation, no fighting over this one. 1910, fantastic whiskey. Really happy to finally have a bottle in the collection that's a permanent member. So this one will definitely be getting cracked and opened and enjoyed in 2024. Cheers. All right. So now we have quickly narrowed it down to 2. We've got these 2 bangers right here. These are fantastic bourbons, both of these. They're just tremendous examples of what a bourbon can be, each in their own unique right. So it's hard for me to make a decision between these 2, just because I enjoy them both so much and for different reasons. The Noah's Mill, for example, is just such a unique flavor profile, different than anything that I've tried before. It's got this really unique kind of funkiness that is exclusive to Willett Distillery, and so I find that it's a really kind of cool bourbon experience and different than the other sips that are in the collection. So, you know, it's a fantastic one for those reasons. And then you've got the Knob Creek. It's bottled at 100 proof, which I love that it's had a higher proof. That's fantastic. And then it's also a 15-year age statement. So you get these really nice, mature bourbon flavors. Just a fantastic whiskey all around. That one's a little bit pricey. I'm not sure exactly what it was here in BC. I want to say it was about 170 or 180 Canadian, somewhere in that kind of realm. But unlike the 18, which is a special release, you can actually still get the 15 as it's part of the core Knob Creek lineup now. So I've got to eliminate one, which will make one the winner. So guys, I'm going to have to eliminate the Noah's Mill. So again, for all those reasons that I mentioned, just a fantastic whiskey. I highly recommend grabbing this one if you can in your market. This is in the States and it sits on shelves for about $60 US, so definitely a highly available bottle. But that will crown the Knob Creek 15 Whiskey of the Year. I'm going to present it here with the Golden Barrel Award. This is my Whiskey of the Year for 2023, the Knob Creek, aged 15 years. All right, guys, and I've got just a little pour here of the 18-year-old in my glass, which is a very similar sipping whiskey. This one here, as you might notice, is just not quite cracked yet, so After having the experience with the 15-year and having that bottle on loan from our good friend Zach, I decided I need to seek one of these out. I really, it won my Knob Creek shootout for what is the best Knob Creek. It even edged out the 18-year-old that's in the glass here, so it's just fantastic whiskey. Just a super awesome 15-year-old, 100 proof or 50% ABV bourbon, just packed full of tons of delicious bourbon flavors. So this had to be my winner for 2023. I went out and actually tracked down a bottle. That's how much I like this one. So I'm just gonna go for a quick sip here, guys. So I hope everybody had a fantastic holidays. Thank you so much for joining me here on my whiskey journey. And thank you so much for a fantastic year on the channel. Can't wait to see you guys in 2024. If you haven't done so already, we are so close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Please do let me know what your favorite whiskey of 2023 was. And I would love to try to grab that and put it on the channel as well for 2024. So cheers. Here's to you guys. Until next time, may your sails be full and your drowns be fuller. Cheers.